Okay, so you might notice this is not my typical setup. I am in a hotel in Wisconsin right now, visiting my girlfriend's family for the holidays. So that's why I haven't posted quite as much recently. But anyways, that's why I'm here. That's why this quality isn't as good as it typically is. But hey, doing what I can here to get some content out. Should be some more film studies and stuff coming later in the day, so be on the lookout for that. Guys, Zach Wilson film study, all that stuff. But anyways, let's get to the what we're all here to talk about, which is the Buccaneers win a football game. Hey, for me personally, I am not going to complain about wins at this point in the season. Regardless of how we're getting them, a win is a win. Now, obviously, not a great win, right? It's not a promising one. This is a team that, if you have even just a playoff aspirations, this is a team that you should have blown out, the Arizona Cardinals. It is. And the fact that they were down 10 points in the fourth quarter is deeply concerning, and it is just baffling how good this team is when their back is against the wall. This is as good of any team with their back against the wall in the NFL in terms of, 2 minutes, needing a touchdown to win the game. This team has performed as well, if not better, than every other team in the league. The issue is obviously the first 58 minutes and why they're so constantly in these positions to begin with against bad football teams. I mean, these are 3 games now where they just had no business, it seemed like, winning. The Saints game, the Rams game, and now this one, it just felt like in the fourth quarter, what are we doing here? The game's going to be over. And then it wasn't. And that's just the interesting thing is I think you have to look at this and just wonder with Brady, he wasn't good. I don't know. A lot of people are kind of talking about this as what a great performance, what a great ending from Brady. That's not really what I saw. I saw Brady being the main reason that we were down in the first place in this game. People love to hate on this coaching staff. And listen, I don't love them either, right? I've been very critical of them as well. I think that all these runs, I mean, the fact that we had a 1-to-1 run to pass ratio for most of this game is weird. I am someone who believes that if your running game isn't working, that doesn't help the passing game, that hurts the passing game. The passing game is not benefited with a bad running game. It makes it significantly harder on the passing game as well. It hurts both sides to do that. So, you have to set up the run too, right? You have to throw the ball down the field. The issue was, I tweeted out half our plays are runs, half of our passes are screen passes, and that's actually probably underselling it, and then the other half, Brady's missing. And I think I saw at one point midway through the fourth quarter, it was in the fourth quarter, that the receivers had about as many yards after the catch as Brady had passing. That's how often he was throwing behind the line of scrimmage. There was not deep throws, and this is what they do all season. The difference in this game, I think, was, again, played very well in the fourth quarter. Things got rolling in the fourth quarter, partially because of, got to give credit to Lenny, right? Got to give credit to Fournette. I thought he had his best game of the season. I thought that he, actually played well in this one. And it's getting to that time of year where Leonard Fournette tends to play pretty well. Guys are tired. Guys aren't used to these big hits the way that, and Fournette can give them out. So that's good to see. It'd be nice to see him get rolling. I was impressed with his performance in this one. I thought the offensive line played well in this one when they weren't blocking J.J. Watt. I mean, but that's just J.J. Watt. What are you going to do there? But as a whole, I think that what you have to think about with this Tampa Bay team really is the Tom Brady thing. The reality is kind of the main reason we've all been saying, okay, no, it's not looking good, but there still is that Tom Brady stuff. If Tom Brady's going to play like he's played these past few weeks, it's not going to be great. It's not going to be a great situation. This is going to be a team that's going to be bounced out of the first round if they even make it there, because the game against the Panthers, which I'm going to, weirdly, this is the first year I've gone to multiple Buccaneers games in my life, so that's going to be fun. But to win that game, they need Tom Brady to play well. I mean, the reality is, for this team to go on a run, they need elite quarterback play from Tom Brady, and they didn't even get mediocre quarterback play, I thought, at least through, 55 minutes of football, and then in overtime, I thought he was perfect. He was great in overtime. Again, it's Brady. He's always going to be great in those moments. Brady's still amazing, but this should have been a blowout and would have been a blowout had he made some of his throws. So, again, the coaching is an issue, but the coaching was not the biggest issue in this game. It was on offense, I thought, largely on Brady in this one. And to be clear, I've defended Brady this season. I've talked about how I don't think this is Brady's fault, the way some people are bringing it up to be, and I still do feel that way. I just feel like the past few weeks he's kind of, proof he's done what the haters have been saying he's done all year, which is he actually did play poorly. Although, at the same time, you are going to have your quarterback have bad games. Like, that's just going to happen. Your quarterback isn't going to play perfect football every single game. There's going to be times when your quarterback has bad games. Even the years that they went to the Super Bowl, Brady was having, in the year they won the Super Bowl, Brady had some bad games in that season, right? Your quarterback is going to have some bad games, and you should be able to still overcome that against a team like Arizona, and win it. And, the team really, the team kind of did, right? Brady ended up having to bail him out a little bit into the fourth quarter, but this defense still played great. And that's the one thing that you definitely hold out hope for as well, if you're a Buccaneers fan, which I am, and I'm assuming a good chunk of you are if you're watching this video, although I'm sure there's people that just like to hear my thoughts on it. The one thing that you really hold out hope for is that this defense is continuing to play incredible. Levante David is having a career year, which I didn't think he was going to have at this point, but this guy's been unbelievable this year. I cannot rave about him enough for what he's done. I think Devin White's picked up his play a little bit as well. They still don't have much of a pass rush. They're never going to have much of a pass rush, They already had a weak pass rush and then lost their best pass rusher. That's just where they're at. But they can cover well. Todd Bowles, again, I don't want to come off like I'm a huge Todd Bowles fan or anything. I'm not. I've been very disappointed with this season. I've called for him to be fired midway through this season. But he's still doing a great job scheming stuff up defensively. He's still been very good at that. So you're happy about that. But for this team to be successful, I think we should see more hurry-up offense, right? That's working. And realistically, we should just see them throwing the ball down the field more, pushing the ball down the field more. Don't be afraid of making mistakes, because, yes, mistakes are going to happen, but they're going to happen either way. You might as well put yourself in situations where it's not the end of the world if you make a mistake. By scoring more points, right? If they hit some of those touchdowns earlier, then a couple interceptions don't really hurt you as badly as they could have. Now, again, as tough as this has been, as frustrating as this season has been, you're still in a situation where you're actually in a pretty good spot. Tampa Bay is. All they have to do is, if they win next week, they're in. They're clinched, beat the Panthers, the Saints, you hold the tiebreaker over, you're in, you make the playoffs. So that's a pretty good situation. I know Carolina's played well these past couple of weeks. Still a game that you should win. Panthers did beat them last time, though. So, it's possible. What happens, I don't know. And also worth mentioning, even with a loss, you can get in this scenario. It's actually not that crazy. They have to beat Atlanta, who is not looking good with Desmond Ridder. So they have to beat Atlanta, which I think they could do. And then they just have to, and then the Panthers would have to lose to the Saints, who would probably have nothing to play for unless they beat the Eagles. So is that going to happen? I don't know. Realistically, got to beat the Panthers next week. If you can't beat the Panthers, what are you going to do in the playoffs once you get there anyway? But, Panthers are not a bad team. The Panthers are a fine team as well. I don't think that this is a joke that they're playing here. And I could see the Panthers pulling off the victory, but, feels like there still is hope for Tampa Bay. I'm not expecting things to change dramatically at any point, but I still think that, hey, if Tom Brady gets hot, you never know. I've been saying for weeks, just get into the playoffs. Anything can happen. This win helps them get into the playoffs. All they need is a win against the Panthers. Let's see if they pull it off. And hey, at least I was going to have a tough Christmas night if they lost that one. So I'm glad that Tom Brady saved Christmas at the end there. He did play incredible down the stretch. I just again, I got to be fair to him. I can't only talk about his positives. When he plays poorly, I got to bring that up as well. So at least that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What were your thoughts on this game? Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.